After an occasion, an atmosphere, and then a win like last week's, how's this week gone for you guys?
Yeah, it's been pretty short. The boys have only been in for one day, and yeah, we didn't get much training done, just recovery. So today's our big training day, and again, looking forward to another good opportunity to play without our Origin guys. We didn't get it quite right last time, so learned a few lessons out of that, and excited to have another crack on Sunday.
What's the situation with Jacob Carass? He's on standby for the Blues, but training with you. There must be a few things running through his head, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome for him to get the opportunity to train in that arena the other day. But no, he's back today training with us, and he'll get himself prepared for Sunday.
Do you expect that he will play and won't be releasing the Blues?
Yeah, well, that's what I've been told. That yeah, they really appreciated that he went up there yesterday, and apparently did really well. So, but he came back last night, and he'll train with us today.
Sarah, you mentioned some of the lessons that you learned out of that Dolphins loss without those Origin boys. What were those lessons, and how do you sort of get it right this time?
Well, we made a lot of errors that night, and we didn't really get our style of game on. And considering that, we were really in the fight there at 20-8 and had a try disallowed, which would have given us a lot of momentum. But we got that last 20 minutes wrong, and just not the way we wanted to finish. But all our internal data that we value was way off the mark. So we need to get that back up to where it belongs.
I guess losing players to Origin is a bit of a reality for a club that's having success like the Bulldogs. I mean, you've seen it at the Panthers. How tough can it be for a team to adjust to this time of the year when they are starting to lose players?
Possibly, but that's the club we want to be. It was only a couple of years ago, people were saying you come here and your rep career dies. So it's awesome now that guys are getting recognised at that level, and we want more guys competing at that level. But in the meantime, that opens up opportunities for the people that are here. We've got some young guys, getting some more first grade experience, and that's going to be great for our club.
Do you almost look back with a smile at that in the space of two or so years that you have been able to turn things around like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of headlines I look back and laugh about, but even a few this week apparently. So, yeah.
Well, this time, the difference this time is you've got Matt Burton in Origin, but you've got Lockie Galvin to put in his place. It must feel like a bit of a luxury, I guess.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well, hasn't it? So, yeah, it's a great opportunity for Lockie and Toby to guide the team around. And Bailey Haywood did a great job there early in the year when he filled in for Birdo as well. So it's awesome to have that depth in our club. And we just want to train well today and give ourselves good prep for Sunday.
Ciro, you mentioned the outlook about Origin and having players involved. Does it get hard to maintain that at times when you've lost another player as 18th man?
Yeah, well, again, I've said this before, but if they come back from that Origin experience a better player or learning something about the game, then it's going to make us a better club. It'd be great for the system to be looked at in the future where hopefully those 18th men could play and then go and do that job and take on that responsibility. But right now it is what it is, and we've challenged Birdo to go in there and become a better footballer and bring it back to the Bulldogs.
Do you feel for Birdo a little bit, Ciro, that we've had this injury to Mitch Moses and he's right there in camp, but again, he's overlooked?
Look, coaches make decisions in the best interest of the team. New South Wales will be doing that. That's what we're doing here. So that's up to their coaches, and we'll make those decisions here as well.
Knowing Birdo like you do, how do you think he would have responded to that, I guess, setback not being picked?
Oh, Birdo'd be great. He would love to be playing in that arena, but Birdo's a team first person. He always puts the team first wherever he goes, so I'm sure he would have done that.
The debate's raging around, obviously, the eligibility with 18 men in the round before in terms of club footy. There were suggestions that Tom Trbojevic was looked at for 18th man and made himself ineligible. How does that sit with you, I guess, as a coach who does, or has consistently lost players in that week before?
Yeah, I think that's a brave decision by Tom, and you got to applaud that. But just to be in and around that rep level is also it's a really good thing to be a part of. So you never put a player in that situation, but people can make their own decisions, and I totally respect Tom's decision there as well.
I'm an avid listener of Gus's pod. I've listened with interest this week.
What's he said this week?
You spoke about, he said you kind of coincidental, or at least there was, just the timing of it was uncanny that Campbell Graham last week, I guess, was ruled out ineligible for Origin. But he's now able to play club footy this week. Do you worry about other clubs playing games at this time?
No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just deal with what I can control. So, we'll get our team prepared the best we possibly can, and whoever turns up to play for South, they're going to do the same. So it's going to be a really good battle on Sunday. I thought we found parts of our game last week that have been missing over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I'm excited to see us continue on that path, even without our Origin players.
So a good story with Kurt Mann getting picked for debut at the ripe old age of, I think, 32. I mean, what was your reaction when you saw that?
I thought he was really close for game one, and I was, as much as I was happy for him to be there as 18th man, I was really keen for him to play. So for him to get the call up in game two, I'm just so happy for him. He's been so good for our club. To come here at he's 30 when he came here, and what he's done as a leader in our club for our culture and our football is incredible. And just the journey he's been on through his whole football career, the ups and downs, no one deserves more to be on that arena and playing on the big stage, and he'll do a great job for Queensland.
I guess it's kind of a little bit what you were saying, where he took a chance on this club when it was rebuilding, and now he's reaping the rewards with the form that he's produced here.
Yeah, he did take a chance on us, and but what he's done since he got here, since he took that chance, is just work hard every day, be a great teammate, and help other people, our younger blokes in particular, come on that journey. And to see his footy improve since he got here at that age has been really good. And that's come back to how much work he's put in and how much he's committed to what we're doing here.
Styro, you mentioned the headlines of the week. A lot of them have centred around Reid and the, I guess, alleged body language he showed after the match. What have you made of that?
The one thing about Reid that we love is that he wears his heart on his sleeve. There's no surprises with Reid. If he's happy, you can see it. If he's sad, you can see it. And if he's excited, you can see it. So there's never any confusion, and we love that about him. That's why we love what he does on the field. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And there were certain things in his game I reckon he was disappointed with on the weekend, but that's what makes him a competitor. It's all right to be disappointed after a game, as long as you're putting the team first and getting back in here and working hard. So that's what Reid's done. It's sort of been blown out of proportion, but it is what it is.
It's also a report this morning came out that Gus apparently had a bit of an appropriate speech with the players the other day. I guess you kind of explain what happened and why I felt it was necessary to talk to the players.
Yeah, it's another great headline, isn't it? But Gus is the general manager here, so he's in and around training all the time, and sometimes I ask him to speak to the group on different matters, and that's what happened the other day. Well, there was nothing impromptu about it. It was planned, and it was Gus doing general manager duties. So, like I'm gathering 16 other clubs have going on. So there was nothing impromptu about it. It was a nice headline, mate.
Sure, you touched on it before, the fact that you guys are on top of the ladder, and there is obviously a lot of tension on clubs that are on top of the ladder. You've experienced it at Penrith before as well, but just the intensity of discussion that has been around the Dogs lately, which you find it draining.
No, because I don't see a lot of it. So it's like, I have a laugh about it every now and then. Sometimes guys send me headlines and you just can't help but laugh. I read one that Toby was felt like he was at his own funeral the other day, and everyone that was in the dressing room the other day was shocked by that one, because you wouldn't have found a happier guy than Toby Sexton after that win. So there's a lot of bullcrap that goes on out there, but we just have a laugh about it and get on with it. And we understand that's the club we want to be. We want to be, in these positions where people are having commentary around us, and we're dealing with that pressure, because that's what happens at the end of the year, and that's where we want to be.
Widely known that the best NRL clubs and those that are pushing for titles have a full squad of players who are pushing for the 17 each week, and the Dogs are obviously in that position now as well. Does it take a different style of management and coach in terms of communication with players and that kind of thing, or how does that work? Yeah, they're good headaches to have. You only got to look back 2 years and they were different sort of headaches that we're having now. Now we're trying to fit everyone into our team, and everyone's got an opinion on that, and that's fine. But it's great for our club. Like, Matt Burton had his best game on the weekend. I don't know if it had anything to do with Lachlan Galvin being here, but it didn't hurt. Jacob Preston has had his best start of the season. Now, everyone was saying he won't make the team because Satili Tupanua come here. Like, that competition for spots brings out the best of everyone, and that's the professional environment. That's high performance rugby league. So, it's a really good environment to be a part of at the moment. If you're inside these four walls, everyone's here and enjoying each other's company, enjoying the environment that we're creating, and we just got to stop listening to outside noise.
So, having said that, are Sexton and Galvin in a shootout this week for who plays next to Burton when he comes back?
There's no shootout. There's an opportunity to get 2 points against a really hard-working South Sydney team. So You know, as I said, I feel like we've created a really good environment here where we're developing better people and better players every day, and they're becoming more valuable players. And the only thing we ask is that they put the team first, and that's what the 17 players will do this week.
Sarah, can I ask you about the fixturing around Origin at this time of year? I think the Bulldogs are one of, I think, 3 clubs that don't get a bye before any of the Origin games. There's a couple of teams that get 2 byes. Like, do you have a thought on that?
I think the scheduling ends up working itself out in the end. You know, there's teams with more travel. We've had less travel, but we miss guys for those games. And that's all right. By the end of the year, you play 24 games, you play all the opposition, you got to, you know, to be in the final series, you got to deal with all those things. So there's no complaining here. We're controlling what we can control, and what we can control right now is our preparation today.